Four warriors find themselves on a world unknown. Where darkness enshrouds peace. The great trees are dying. Pestilence is spreading. Are they the only hope for this new world? And will they ever make their way home? Hey everybody, Koosemose here. We are playing Last Dream, World Unknown from White Giant RPG Studios. You may recall I have previously played Last Dream, which is this is the sequel to, follow-up. You can continue with the same party, which I will be doing. Now, this is the party I finished the last game with. However, just to kind of prep up and fill time while I waited for this, I spent, well, almost double the amount of time playing, kind of finishing off things I didn't do last time, leveling up the party, you know, just having some fun, getting some equipment. But, fortunately, the game does have an auto-scaling system. Possibly because I was just grinding out some things on the previous. So let's go ahead and just start game. Watch introductory cutscenes. We're not doing the tutorial bit because everything should be the same. Back on Earth. Daddy, you're back already? Huh? You said you're going to collect firewood, but you've only been gone a few minutes. Where's the wood? A few minutes? That is very strange. Boy, do I have quite a story to tell you two. But before the story, come give me a hug. But you don't have any firewood. Please, just a hug. Daddy, you're acting strange. And reality is ripping open, Daddy. Daddy? No, this can't be happening. Sir? I need to be with you. Sir, wake up. To protect you against a world unknown. Sir, please wake up. Until I do, you'll never be safe. Sir, it's all right. You're safe. And so, Koosemose's journey continues. Gabriel has finally perished, yet the mysterious portal led Koosemose not back to Earth, but to a world unknown. More strangely, Koosemose's companions, Zraliel, Jareth, and Sid, have been seized from their homeworld of Terra and arrived together with Koosemose. Their destinies are now inextricably linked. What will they discover on this new world? What force brought them here? Only courage may tell. Come now, we're all perfectly safe. We found you and your companions near the Tree of Life a few hours ago. My husband tried to wake you, but you were out cold. Where are you? Oh, forgive my manners, you must be very confused. This is the town of Rockwood. You've never heard of Rockwood? You really must have hurt your head. I almost forgot to tell you, when we found you, there were some bandits salvaging your gear. My husband managed to chase them off before they took your equipment. I dearly hope you did not lose anything precious. When you're feeling better, why don't you come downstairs? Alright, no need to rush. I'll see you down there. Alright, so here we are. the old band back together. Let's check what... Alright, we still have our cash. Excellent. I actually haven't spent much AP or SP because, well, I didn't really need to in the last one. So we're going to start looting things. I may well not need it because I, did make a lot of money gambling, so, You avert your gaze from the mirror's harsh truths. Alright, let's just kind of peek around. Now let's start at the beginning. Our blessed world of Firma is divided into 6 primary continents. North Aldrin, South Aldrin, Vir, Orphos, Holdra, and Ugbar. Vir is the capital continent, and home to Westonia, the world capital where all the races of Firma coexist. The western continents, North and South Aldrin, were first explored by the elves and later settled by humans and goblins. Major cities of North and South Aldrin include mighty Rockwood, militaristic Necht, and a mixed goblin-human city of Court. The remaining 3 continents are primarily divided by race: the human continent of Orphos, the elven continent of Holdra, and the goblin continent of Ugbar. Alright, so we've got a kind of racially split world. There's actually elves about. I think the last game there was just like 1 elf left. And for those who haven't kind of watched this sort of thing before, we typically check what's going on, scour everything. Alright, the human continent of Orphos is comprised of the capital city of Theopolis and the port city of North Bay. The elven continent of Holdra is comprised of the capital city of Valundra and the port city of Tessaran. The goblin nation of Ugbar is comprised of the capital city of Hobgar and the port city of Grimlar. The city-state of Svarta is the home of the dwarves and their only known site of civilization, after their stronghold of Karanor was overrun on Aldrin. The world capital of Westonia, at the heart of Vir, is home to all races. Westonia is thus the fitting host of the Decadal World Council. Many islands have been charted by intrepid sailors. However, any records of land explorations have been lost. Most experts agree that the floating fortress above Westonia is of alien origin, and the paramount wonder of the world. But, as I was saying, we generally just kind of try to take everything we can. We do have a thief in the party. That would be Jareth. And the nice thing about having a thief in the party is, well, one, we rarely want for much in the way of usable items. Did everybody come in wounded, or... Okay. I was wondering if they healed me up after the final battle of the last one. Alright, I'm going to continue kind of poking around, get some money. Excellent. But having the thief in the party allows us to pretty much take anything we want without attracting guards' attentions. It's one of the, honestly, more interesting mechanics of the game, though. If you don't have a thief in the party, we'll check the bookcase afterwards. Forgetful rings. I'll check those out in a sec. Normally, without a thief in the party, as you take, say, like, stuff from these chests, you get basically an increased wanted level, and the higher it is, the more likely you are to attract guards' attention when you take stuff. Cruel time still second after second from your life back home. How much longer must you toil on alien soil? Very introspective about clocks, apparently. Okay, let's go ahead and check things out. Rockwood was founded by Abraham Rockwood as a sanctuary for refugees after the Great War that scarred Firma. The most notable refugee to make Rockwood his new home after the terrible Great War was Ahmad Khan, the future founder of the Mercenaries Guild. Let's talk to, presumably Mr. Rockwood, Mr. Rusty T. Rockwood the 26th. My distant relatives settled here ages ago. My family's continued presence is a testament to the stability Rockwood has enjoyed. You seem like a good person who could help preserve Rockwood's stability. Indeed, may your own family experience 26 generations of rich history. Apologies for rambling on. You must be confused. Do you remember anything before we found you? No? That's disappointing. You have the look of a strong warrior. Perhaps it's presumptuous to say this, but the Mercenaries Guild could use someone like you. Ignatius, the leader of the Mercenaries Guild, is a wise man who may be able to help you learn the truth about your past. Ignatius can be found in the Mercenaries Guild, located deep underneath Rockwood. You'll find the entrance behind the inn. And Miss Rockwood, my husband is a wise man. I trust he's given you some advice on your predicament. Oh, Ignatius, as I said, a wise man. Alright, let's head on out. The lovely city of Rockwood. Now, I'm going to take one moment just to check. I'm not going to worry about the level up. We'll see what we need afterwards. But I'm going to see, I know some skills changed. See if we lost anything. Or have new things we can gain. So I should, honestly, have enough SP to take pretty much everything. I do not. I should also have some orbs. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Alright, yeah, we actually need to use more of our orbs. So we'll do that real quick. Okay, I'm not really looking at what anything does. I should. I understand this. Fast normal attack with subsequent actions striking first. A huge boost. Always the first action reduces odds of being targeted. Lovely. Master Locksmith. I'll just open blue chests. Okay. And let's... More item drops from enemies. Wonderful. 10% equipped armor attributes. 850 HP damage with int scaling. Okay, so... we have these SP orbs. Let's get everybody up to, like, basically the same level. Alright, and what else can we get here? Just kind of speed through those short bits. Oh, good lord, we have to use, like, a lot. I wish I could actually get a summary of how much I need. But at a rough guesstimate, we need, call it 400,000. Alright, I'll go ahead and... I'll get everybody to that level, and we'll be back as soon as I get that taken care of. Okay, we didn't come anywhere close. So, let's see. We're going to have to actually look at what we need. Holy Hill looks beautiful. Requires what? Ah, spontaneous combustion. I don't have enough left to learn anything else. Okay. You don't have enough to learn anything. I don't think anyone else does either, but let's take a quick look. Not you. And not you. Okay. And let's take a quick look at our equipment, because we have lost some. Oh, we've lost all of it. Okay. Let's just go general optimize. Oops. Alright. Now let's actually look at things. Massively increases attack power. Yeah, that's what we want. Do we want better crit chance? I don't know, that Magic looks pretty nice, isn't it? Ancient armor, veneer, doubles XP gain. Okay. Do half MP cost. Well, let's see what we have available. Double max MP, that's really nice. Alright, I am going to... Okay, we do have doubles XP gain there. So anybody that's not wearing the gloves... It'll take me just a little bit to figure these out, so I'll go ahead and sort it out, and we'll be right back once I've got that. Okay, I've sorted that out. I've got, let's see, let's start here. We've got the bubble ring to increase, to double our HP. Growth ring to increase SP gain. Actually, I think I might want that on everybody. You don't have that, so my bad. I want to get all of my skills. I like having all of the skills. So go ahead and put that on. I wonder if I can wear both of those. Anyways, after that, double the HP, extra gold. I don't need extra gold. Let's increase your crit. Is plus 50 the best we have? Okay. More MP for the thief, because I steal a lot. And prevent most status effects on Sid because he can use our potions and whatnot. Be good to go. Okay. Sorry for that little interlude. Let's go ahead and we'll save here. I can always import saves again by doing some little file muckery if I need to. My father spent 40 years as a member of the Mercenaries Guild before he retired. In his later years, he wrote to me that he stumbled upon an isolated outpost in the northern tundra of North Aldrin. Why would anyone live in such isolation? Do you think he was banished from some far-off land? Is he a mighty warrior hunting monsters? So many possibilities. Okay, so continuing exploring around, this first episode will likely be a little long. Got a whole bunch of stuff to kind of do and look at. Trade has come to a standstill after an earthquake destroyed the underground bridge to the west. It's the only safe transit to court except by ship. This is the third stop in my tour of all the trees of life around Firma. I started in Westonia, then visited Theopolis, and now I've found my way here. Just can't get over the amazing properties of the trees. I always feel better when in their presence. I'm surprised that more people don't feel the same way. I've even heard stories of the trees bringing back people from the brink of death. Miraculous, don't you think? If you haven't, just place your hand on the tree and you'll feel an enormous presence. The Tree of Life is just to the north of here. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me for blathering on. I'm sure that you knew that already. Alright. Rockwood is nearly as large as Theopolis, admittedly. Rockwood's growth is evident in the tightly squeezed homes along the northern edge of town. However, I still favor Rockwood because of space constraints have not yet resulted in the raising of homes in favor of apartments like in Theopolis. I'm going to kind of chat to everybody and look at everything that's outside before I start going in buildings. I mean, maybe it's not the best way to handle things. Have you visited the harbor yet? Ships are constantly sailing to and from North Bay. You might say that the shipping routes are Rockwood's lifeline to Orphos. Ships from North Bay rarely visit Necht. Most ship traffic is bound for Rockwood. Okay, this would be the Mercenaries Guild. The Mercenaries Guild lies below. When Rockwood was founded 500 years ago, the few rebels who survived the Great War created the Mercenaries Guild. Many great warriors have passed through the walls beneath your feet. The Mercenaries Guild lies below. It is guarded day and night to ensure its protection, and in turn, its members protect Rockwood. Now, if you watched the previous series, you may recall I tried doing voices for everybody, and unfortunately there's so many just random, no-name characters that I kind of lost track a little bit. The goblins would never attack Necht. They are far from the sharpest swords in the armory, but even they know better than to kick an armed and angry hornet's nest. Goblins aren't even sufficiently organized to execute such an assault. Regardless, the people of Necht have branded goblins an existential threat, and unlike the poor goblins, the Necht citizens are capable of strategic warfare. The reason is, I know some Necht citizens, and they are reasonable people. Or rather, the thing is. Oh. Okay, we'll pop in here just so I don't forget it. Oh, I need to get that. I should have got that right away. You're to use our connections to bribe city guards. This is just one hideout in a gigantic worldwide network of thieves and bandits. For the right amount of money, we can make your problems disappear all over Firma. From Court to Grimoire, we have connections everywhere. Our level is very low. No, thank you. It's your choice. What do you want? There's a glint in the bandit's pocket. Could it be? Yes. It's another traveler. It's the traveler's vial that Dante gave you long ago in another world. You grab for the vial. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That vial's my medicine. It wasn't to you anyways. You're compelled to get the vial back. What will you do? Threaten him. It's mine. You draw a blade to his throat. Grab the vial from his pocket and bring it to his lips. Wait. Okay, I admit it. I stole it off you. Is it poison? Don't make me drink it, please. You laugh at the bandit's ignorance. You couldn't begin to understand. You tuck the vial into your pocket. Thank you. I'll do anything you ask. Your equipment? I'm sorry, I sold it in Veer. I can't get it back. Please don't kill me. There must be something else. Join the Mercenaries Guild? Okay, I will. Thank you. You see the lie playing on his face. You threaten to hunt him wherever he may run on Firma if he doesn't truly join the guild. I said I would, and I will. Please, just let me go and you'll see. You loosen your grip on his collar and he races for the door. Only time will tell whether or not he'll hold his promise. Cool. Thieves Handbook. Until recently, there were 5 major hubs in the Thieves Guild, or the Thieves Hideout Network: Rockwood, Theopolis, Grimoire, Valendra, and Westonia. With the raid on the Theopolis hideout, thieves and bandits are urged to travel to Philander or Rockwood depending on the current state of ship traffic. So this is what I was talking about by the being able to pay off your wanted level. And that closes that. Hopefully we don't forget about that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and make a note. I don't usually do this, but, let's see, blue chest. Northwest Rockwood. So maybe I'll actually remember to do this later. Because I'd hate to miss out on a blue chest. We talk to you, sir? Yeah, we have. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying earlier before I so rudely interrupted myself, I've already been there. I'm not going to be doing voices for all the, everybody, like I did previously, just because, well, it's a little hard to keep all the no-names straight. But you. Yeah. A little hard to keep them straight, the voices are just kind of randomized, so we'll just read normally for them, and people I feel might be important, I'll try to, voice them. My father spent 40 years as a member of the Mercenaries Guild before he retired. In his later years, he wrote to me that he stumbled upon an isolated outpost in the... Yep, never mind, I remember... No, I didn't want to talk to you a second or third time, rather. Okay, so we've cleared this upper tier. Let's check the lower. Excuse me, sir. The people on the human continent of Orphos have fewer troubles with goblins. Of course, North and South Aldrin are a different story. Vir is home to the world capital, Westonia. It's a powerful stabilizing force, particularly since Westonia is led equally by all races. Yet the triumphant ways of Westonia do not seem to work in Little Court, eh? And do need to remember to kind of peek at everything, see, because you can find things everywhere. And particularly in chests. Refreshing elixir. Don't know if that was on the previous game. My father, Mr. Rockwood the 26th, wants me to get an education from the enigmatic historian. At first, I doubted the worth of the historian's lectures, but I've learned some marvelous true stories during my studies. For example, the frozen tower to the north has bizarre origin. While humans only inhabited their home continent of Orphos, elves were exploring and mapping the wilderness of Firma. The great Kunlun Mountains blocked the elves' exploration of the western portion of North Aldrin. In typical elven fashion, they built a magnificent tower to bridge the eastern and western portions of the continent. The elves grew weary of battling the foul, unnatural creatures that plagued the northernmost tundra of Aldrin, and their momentous frozen tower was eventually overrun. Sadly, there are veteran elves alive today who are tormented by the memory of their lost comrades who roam the tower as monsters, not men. History is filled with such grand ambitions brought low by disease and the endless toil required to battle back wild forces in favor of civilized spaces. With the frozen tower infested by foul creatures, humans later mined under the Kunlun Mountains and established the western trade route. Alright, thank you for that. Nope, we've already talked to you. I wish there was a way to just back out of a conversation. This will be telling me it's the city of Rockwood. Yes, thank you. And you, sir, in red. Hail, traveler, isn't history fascinating? Do you know the story of the abandoned ruins in the mountains to the southwest? No, I do not. Oh, well, I absolutely must tell you then. Long ago, it was a dwarven stronghold. Wealth flowed in vast quantities when the dwarves still occupied the stronghold's walls. Alas, the stronghold was overrun by a massive horde of monsters approximately 500 years ago. Never before or after have monsters shown such intelligence and coordination. Strange, isn't it? The harbor, we'll check that out now. See if there's anything of interest. Hello, sir. Passenger transport to Vir has dramatically increased lately with the upcoming Decadal World Council in Westonia. Although the council itself is a very serious affair, there's a party atmosphere throughout Westonia. Okay, sir. I mean, there could be stuff in these, but... I was going to say I don't want to search all of them, but then finding something I kind of want to. Move this, go faster. The captain never gives me any rest. Well, we're just going to keep wandering and talking to people. I became a sailor to see the world. Might you like to see the world too? We'll have a gander here at the vast ocean. There the world is. Thank you for that, sir. Get to work, you mangy dogs. These goods aren't going to unload themselves. Look at these good-for-nothing deckhands. In my day, men worked twice as hard and made half the wages. Right. Get your fish here, fresh from the sea, only a 500% markup. I mean, I think, well, we have the good ones. I'm not that concerned with these. Mercenaries Guild attempted to hire passage to court on the western coast. However, none of the ship captains will pass up the opportunity to make a killing through this extreme fares people are willing to pay for passage to Estonia in order to attend the Decadal World Council. So we're just going to keep exploring, see if... Aha, I see a chest. We'll check that out first. Don't mind me, sir. Trade between Rockwood and Necht is ground to a halt, with hostilities between Necht and Court. Hopefully, everything can be resolved peacefully and goods can flow again. Alright, so it's very interesting to know that nowhere near enough SP to get all the skills. Most captains think of nothing but money, but what about exploring the wild and savage seas? As recently as 15 years ago, new islands were discovered in uncharted areas of the ocean. For example, I found this amazing recipe on my last voyage. It's believed that the resulting knife from following this recipe would inflict jinx on beasts you find in the wilderness. I'm feeling particularly generous. Please take the recipe. Why, thank you. Something to craft, which I doubt I have anything for. Did I already check this one? I think I did. Hello, Mr. Goblin. Me find treasure map, but me no read. You trade me 1,000 gold for map? Yeah, sure. Great, fair trade. And so we start our... Ooh, I did not see that. We start our treasure hunt. I'll worry about those later. A little bit of cash is lovely. Alright, so we've nailed the port. And there's no inside to check here. I'll head up to the World Tree, see if there's anything of interest there. And, you know, maybe this isn't the most efficient... Oh, hello, sir, I didn't talk to you. I would happily open my home to anyone from court, human or goblin, who needs refuge against Necht's wrath. The people of Necht say they would strike back at the attacking goblins if they could find them. Instead, they have directed their vengeance on court, a place where humans and goblins peacefully coexist. You kind. Want trinket I find a way hidden away in secret place? Yes, please. Medium SP orbs. Lovely. If I talk to you... Rockwood is nearly as large as Theopolis, admittedly. Rockwood's growth is evident. Nope, I already talked to you. Okay, I just missed the park. That's all. No problem. Ooh, can I catch the bird? Or the bird. Butterfly? That would seem to be a no. There's the tree, I presume. It's the largest tree here, so... Just gonna see if there's anything hidden about. Not seeing anything. Let me through. Or is this it? No, that's not it. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything hidden here that I'm seeing. So we'll talk to the young lady first. There she is. Have you come to bask in the glorious aura of the Tree of Life? You're familiar with these wonderful trees, right? No. Really? Well, you're lucky that I happened to run into you. Let me tell you the basics about the Trees of Life. No one, not even the elves, knows exactly how or why the Trees of Life grant the magical properties that they do. Nearly every town and firm is built near a Tree of Life due to their healing properties. Trees of Life can heal lethal wounds and bring people back from the brink of death. Whenever you find yourself or your comrades fatally hurt, you should visit a Tree of Life. Pretty tree, you think too? Save, okay. I'm just going to save over these slots. I'm not too concerned. Alright, that was that. And now let's begin poking our noses into places. Start here and just kind of go through each in turn, talk to whoever's here. Papers appear to be a rough draft of an autobiographical memoir. Aha, a little money. Youth is wasted on the young. You have advantages now that you'll not appreciate it until old age robs you of your capabilities. Make your mark on firm in history by confronting Necht. Their threats of violence are not idle. They abhor the intermixing of goblins and humans and believe they will march on court. Alright, cool. Tactical warfare by Tsu. When engaged against an opponent of superior strength, it is critical to refrain from attacking until your attributes are boosted and the enemy's strength are reduced. The best defense is to destroy your enemies before they have a chance to strike. To this end, speed kills. As the clock turns, so do your thoughts to the unknown expanse between Fata Firma and Fair Earth. Alright, that's that place. I rather like that the books actually have contents on this rather than just random, I'm pretty certain mostly real-world book titles that they had in the first game. The residents of Rockwood have generous hearts and care for the plight of the oft-maligned goblins. Sure, goblins smell atrocious and can appear hideous form, yet can you blame a creature for its natural state? They have no choice. If the people of Necht could overcome their initial revulsion, they would see the goblins are actually synonymous with peace. I mean, I would think they're synonymous with goblin, but sure. Little cash, awesome. Another, I can't get to the clock. Lovely little photo. Or picture, rather. We're in pseudo-medieval times, probably not a photo. Hello, sir. I'm no fool. I have no time for bleeding hearts that insist that those little lizard larcenists are just misunderstood. Bah, if my fellow humans in Necht feel forced to defend themselves against goblins, who would he question their good judgment? The cool liquid is so ubiquitous, yet mysterious, capable of quenching your thirst or drowning you in dark hopelessness. Likewise, the world of Firma is everywhere, yet unknown, capable of offering you a helping hand or perhaps a veiled dagger. So we get philosophical when we view certain things. I don't know if it's the same lines or not. I don't wish to keep my son away from his little friends in court, but something odd is going on with the goblins here on the North and South Aldrin continents. I doubt the people of Necht would just make up their claims of goblin attacks. Perhaps goblins are smarter than humans tend to think, and endeavor to make North and South Aldrin a goblin enclave. Perhaps it is time to move to the human nation of Orphos. My dreary mother has forbidden me from visiting my goblin friends in court because of Necht's threats. Haha, goblins would make up funny games that we'd play off for hours. Ooh, stairs. What do you have in the basement? Stuff for me to steal? A huge SB orb. Excellent. Well, we need to, well, let's not do things piecemeal. A sleeping bag. I don't really need it. I have tons of cottages still, or I should, rather. Ooh, chest. I want to use the orbs to try to get my thief so I can open blue chests as soon as possible. So, I will be refraining from using them, except for our thiefy friend. People of Necht are overreacting to a few missing baubles. To the ignorant, the goblins appear as nothing more than reeking petty thieves. If the Necht residents could only accept that the goblins simply do not recognize personal property, then their animosity would melt into cultural appreciation. Unfortunately, soldiers from Necht are threatening to slaughter every goblin on this continent. Hence, sudden enlightenment seems unlikely. Yes, a coming war does seem to bode ill for understanding. You have stairs up. What do you have up here, sir? I would so love to take everything you have. Like little cash, I don't actually need it, but it will help. Understanding goblin culture. According to sociologists who have lived among them, the goblin culture has two primary traits. First, ardent environmentalism, and second, an utter absence of respect for the precepts of personal property. While goblins have attempted to master the language originally developed by elves and used by humans, goblins' lesser minds struggle with advanced grammatical rules. As cleansing water pools in your hands, you pause to feel the weight of the shimmering liquid and contemplate how this water flowed through time to reach you here. Now, was this fate? You are startled by the hardened warrior's gaze reflected by the guileless pain. Okay, so entertaining the mirror and all the water is... I'm probably going to try to avoid looking at them because, well... it's interesting, but just... I don't know if that's a mirror. Okay, deep creases, yes. But, you know, it's still just kind of filler. Founding of Necht. Rockwood was not the only city founded on Aldrin in the aftermath of Great War. Necht was built on South Aldrin at nearly the same time. While Rockwood was founded on the principles of freedom and equality, the founder of Necht, Benedict Duke, still harbored a deep hatred for the goblins, blaming them for the horrors of the Great War. I see our friends in Necht are too forgiving after what they've endured. Its Rockwood citizens seem to think the people of Necht are merely prejudiced. Not so. Goblins have repeatedly attacked Necht, almost as if they were mad. What recourse do the residents of Necht have other than resorting to force? I mean, maybe not attacking just random goblins? The deep-seated distrust for goblins that accompanied the founding of Necht has continued to this day, propagating great prejudice against goblins across generations. While many historians paint the founder of Necht, Benedict Duke, as merely prejudiced, they fail to mention that his family was murdered at the green hands of goblins during the early days of the Great War. Whereas Rockwood glossed over the terrible deeds that humans suffered at the hands of goblins during the Great War, the founders of Necht rightly remembered and reflected on these grave injustices. Let us follow the wise example of Necht and never forget the dark side of the unaccountable goblin soul. Alright. Nice mix of information. This is a really simple looking house. Do you have anything I can steal, sir? Nothing? How rude. Or ma'am? Don't underestimate the Necht soldiers. They take the threat of goblin attacks very seriously and have been training for combat for some time now. Alright, I won't. How about you, Mr. Blue Hair? Gray, maybe? Mercenaries Guild is the true source of Rockwood's stability. No matter what kind of trouble brews up, they're always able to keep the pot from boiling over. Mark my words, friend, there's nothing they can't handle with a good blade and a strong back or three. Yep. Okay. Abraham Rockwood and Ahmad Khan forged a lasting symbiotic partnership between the Rockwood Township and the Mercenaries Guild. Mercenaries Guild has several times rebuffed attacks on Rockwood by large monster hordes and rogue militias. With the Guild's protection, Rockwood's mighty walls have never been breached. Okay, really hoping I can manage to get enough orbs. Respectful interactions born of commercial trade have helped bridge the vast divide following the Great Wars. Sketches and doodles, wonderful. Definitely hoping I can get enough SP orbs so that I can get to where I can open blue chests. Because apparently I lost that ability. I'm not exactly clear why. But I suppose things are just being shuffled around. Perhaps to stop a starting party from being as likely to get it, or like if I'd imported from at my original level of 31, I don't think I'd be able to get it for quite some time. Did we talk to the gentleman here? I don't think so. If goblins attack my home, I'd probably take up arms like the citizenry of Necht. Guess I can't blame them for wanting to get revenge. We're just finally done with this top row of houses. Well, just now. Just about. Random numbers scrawled on pages. You can't make any sense of them. Okay. Map. So Veer is in the middle. That's where the capital is. Holdra is elves. Orphos is humans. Ugbar is goblins. Okay. And some other random places. Huge SP orbs. Is that like 4,000? How much do I need? That's the wrong thing. How much do I need to get the blue chests? Master Locksmith. 80,000. So I need... maybe. I can get... that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Alright then. At least I have an idea of what I'm going for. I mean, perhaps I won't get enough stuff to really... Is that a... Looks like I can go through there. Joining East and West. Built under the guidance of John Rockwood XVII, the Western Trade Route is among the largest human construction projects in recorded history. I heavily invested in Court's growth. Thus, it has been with dismay that I've witnessed my business diminish after the earthquake destroyed the Western Trade Route's underground bridge. Unless you have a heavily equipped protection detail, there's no way to transport goods to Court. Only members of the Mercenaries Guild dare venture through the northern frozen tower or southern abandoned tunnel. The Western trade route required 11 laborious years to complete and employed over 10,000 workers. The Ocean Trade Route joins the eastern and western portions of the continent of North Aldrin. It's only been impassable 3 times since its construction. Can I get up there? No. Well, I can, but nothing there. I like the little purple bed. Alright, so it sounds like there's 2 paths to court. That's not anywhere. I'll do the Mercenaries Guild last, I believe. There's gonna be a lot of people in here, I'll bet. Oh, yeah. Ooh, piano. Play it. How lovely. Okay, can we stop? Stop playing? Yes. Is such bloodshed the fate of all who walk this tired mortal coil? Will nothing quell their zealous thirst for destruction as they march even upon this hallowed ground? History marches on, and I am here to bear witness to the next bloody chapter that the young races insist on writing for themselves. Your people are good workers, that's sure, human. Built Rockwood up proper. This area has an old solid feel to it, like a venerable oak. People say you're settling to explore further, eh? Come back after you utter a few tales of your own, and tell me about your adventures over a pint for you and a pitcher for me. Don't go into the forest around Rockwood. They're infested with terrible spiders called one-eyed arachnids. I've written several letters to Ignatius asking him to eradicate them, but no luck yet. Although Court is to the west, you'll be hard-pressed to travel there directly. Nacht is equally out of reach, unless you have a boat and sail directly south. The Goblin Enclave Ronkar resides precarious nearby to Nacht on an adjacent island. Keep sailing south from Ronkar, and you will find yourself north of Rockwood. I have studied the latitudes of Firma all my life, and yet the actual shape of our world eludes me. What is lost in the discussion of goblin culture is a clear-eyed recognition of accountability. Just because the goblins do not recognize personal property does not render them blameless when they steal from someone who does. Yeah, this is kind of referring to the map wraps around the north and south and east and west, which basically makes it a torus or donut type shape. My grandfather recently passed away. He bequeathed this treasure map to me in his will, yet I have no interest in venturing into the wild to find the treasure. In his prime, he was a fearless adventurer, and I believe that my father and I fell short in his eyes. Should I feel guilty for not keeping his treasure map? No, I will treasure the memory of the man, not the items which he left me. Please take it. Why, thank you. Have a drink with me, because you know we all have to get along. Everybody. All the races. Hey, I have a certain bit of information I'm not supposed to tell you. Maybe you can buy me another beer. Sure. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Since we're friends now, I'll tell you. These rich elves from Westodia sent us with a heavy, heavy purse for the Mercenaries Guild. They're worried about some kind of grave trouble brewing here. I guess they don't want to cause alarm, but I don't see no trouble. I hope these next court hostilities don't escalate right before the Decadal World Council of Races in Westonia. The intermixing of humans and goblins in court must succeed if we are to live together in a sustainable society. The alternative is to die separately as warring territorial barbarians. Bounty, Gargantuan Golem, see Mercenaries Guild for reward. So you suppose that will be the equivalent of the Hunters Guild. I do not share my fellow citizens' appetite for messing in Nectian affairs. Neutrality is a virtue when your interests are equally served by either result. Be the barkeep? Yes. Yeah, sure. Don't drink if you can't hold your liquor. And we're temporarily blind. Wow. That was apparently a whole lot of drinking we did there. I wonder if it'll wear off from walking around, rather. Yep, wear around from walking off. To this day, the enigmatic healing properties of the gigantic trees found throughout Firma remain a mystery. All major centers of civilization have been constructed around trees of life. Grimlar, a port city of the goblin nation of Ogbar, allows ship travel to the island that houses the largest tree of life, an ancient tree sacred to the goblin people. Am I right? Servants' quarters. With chest and... man, the servants are messy. Let the orphan find comfort and the widow's safety. This room is reserved free for them for perpetuity. Ooh, and antidotes. Guest book? Yes, it is. The hunter's name lovingly inscribed in the visitor's log, including such elegant notables as Kimberly Walker, Corinne Duncan, Kimmel Cope, and Miranda Moore. I'm going to guess donors? Backers? Or programmers' wives, perhaps? Girlfriends? Children? Black commemorates Rockwood V's long and productive tenure on the Council of Races, his President's Guide for Mosteel. Adventuring is tough business. It's wonderful while it lasts, but if you keep it up too long, you'll end up like me, an aged and withered has-been. If you insist on adventuring out into the wilderness of Northern Aldrin, please take this with you. Ooh, purified armor. Better be proactive and protect against the nasty status effect that monsters in the wilderness can inflict. That's what I've always believed, and it's served me well. Alright, I will gleefully accept that from you, sir. Brown chest. Interesting. My husband left several days ago to hike in the mountains to the west near where the river originates. He should have been back by now. I'm really starting to worry. What if something happened to him? Was this sign say to read it? Give the Veneer your wonder, the elf your ear, the dwarf your respect, and the goblin your protection. Giant birds named moas can be tamed only by the most attentive of animal trainers. Yellow moas congregate in several major forests. Rumors of a species of red moa are unsubstantiated. We've had blue moa, but not red. Honey and vinegar sweet. Okay. What was it? That lady said I forgot entirely. Yes, husband. This is what I was thinking of. The Veneer. They were the, godlike precursors to the elves, as I recall. From the previous game. So it's interesting that they are here, too, seemingly. Ooh, can I get back there anyhow? Can I get back there? Did I come up here? Ooh, stairs. Hi. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? The food orders never cease. Well, do you have anything I can steal? Large potion. Not sure why you're cooking with potions, but I'm glad to take them off your hands. Oh, a lot of stuff's in the storeroom, huh? Or, well... Aha, smelling salts. Probably, stun condition or something of the sort. Or, for curing that, anyways. Okay, so apparently just random... Ooh, chest. Purified robe. But apparently, randomly, we'll have stuff kind of laying around. Or, particularly sleeping bags. So let us... Goodness. So much stuff here. This is going to be a longer episode just while I kind of get my feet wet here and get a handle on everything. But that'll be fine. We'll figure out our episode length, what fits and what doesn't. Ooh, another chest. And after that, we'll see what works, what doesn't. Mining bombs are lovely. Ooh. Hyperjolt tonics. And hello, sir. Nothing? Okay, now where? That took us there. Should be here. Excuse me, ma'am. Pay me no mind. Okay, we've successfully stolen all of this stuff from the inn. Let us leave. So, I mean, the three worlds are sort of connected, right? To what degree, we're not entirely certain. Obviously, there's links between them, and somehow this one as well. Wait, is this... Oh, we've already checked this place. Okay. Alright, so that's everything on the first layer, or the top tier. Oh, I forgot the proper word. So this is mostly just shops, it seems. This? Maybe not. Maybe so? Learning some new skills? Yes. Give me a ton of those. Okay. Now... let's get everybody up to 130 something. Or maybe a little more, who knows. Okay, now we can go ahead and learn a few more skills. Frost Sword looks lovely. Still not enough for some of these. 1000 HP and 500% normal attack to one enemy. Very nice. How about you? What do you give me? Smokescreen, Hunter's Poultice. Ah, yes, this is the one I definitely want. I mean, the others are nice, but that seems integral to things working well. Minimum escape ratio to 75. Lovely. Well, burglary, I think I had that previously. And finally, Sid. All status effects and debuffs from one ally. All status effects. Oh ho ho. Eliminating 10% XP for entire party. So many things I want you to have. I think I'll go with items for now. And let's head up here. Karanor grew until it overshadowed the capital city of Savarta and even rivaled the majestic city of Westonia. For unknown reason, an assault of unprecedented scale by hordes of monsters overran the Aldrin portion of Karanor. Historians are divided concerning whether the island portion of Karanor was able to successfully blockade the monster assault, or whether it fell simultaneously with the portion originating on Aldrin. Regardless of the cause, Karanor has been abandoned for several hundred years, yet the dwarves remain oddly silent on the truth behind Karanor's downfall. So I'm going to assume I will probably get enough SP just naturally to raise things. If I find myself starting to fall behind, I'll come back and buy more of those potions or orbs. But I've got what I find kind of very important. What do you got? Okay, nothing. Just the adamantium level stuff. That's fine. What are you, sir? The old fool runs his store, sells adamantium equipment, and claims it to be the mightiest of all equipment. Walk less than 100 paces to the Mercenaries Guild and you can purchase emerald equipment. Oh ho ho! I wonder how... Well, I mean, the stuff I currently have is built based off of adamantium, though it means it has some special effects synthesized off of. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and talk to you just in case. Yep. So we're good on equipment. That's fine and dandy. I feel like, could I search those? Let's assume we have. Do we have monster remains? Let's keep... Actually, let's keep 20. Yeah, that'll give us a nice boost of cash. Full on those. Good enough on those. And I should be pretty much... oh, hey, we don't have these. Disease for one ally. That might be a new thing. Jinx. Okay. Make sure we have at least a little bit. We've got a fair number of bombs. It's fine and dandy. Sword of fish that bound in the waters of Firma's oceans have amazing healing properties. The more potent fish will ignore a standard hook and bait and can only be caught using a fishing spear. So, from what I can tell, the fishing system in the past, which is very passive, good for just mindless doing and getting stuff, replaced by spear fishing, which is a little more active. Kind of a target game sort of thing. Okay, sir, can I... What do I got? Everything is based off of emerald. Okay, fine and dandy. So I'm kind of glad we don't have to mess with any of our old stuff, just to crowd things out. When combined in the proper portions, the remains of most beasts that inhabit the Firman wilderness have special properties. In the hands of an expert, monster remains can significantly enhance the equipment of any soldier or adventurer. So this is everything. I believe, since I expect the Mercenaries Guild will kind of start our adventure, we'll wait to go there on the next episode. So, I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, catch you later.